It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
All right. Welcome to the Opperman Report. I am your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. I'm the president of Opperman Investigations and Digital Forensic Consulting, and you can find a link at emailrevealer.com. You can go there and get a copy of my book, an autographed copy of my book, How to Become a Successful Private Investigator. This show is brought to you by GetTheTea.com, LifeChangeTea.com. You go to GetTheTea.com and check out this Life Change tea. Now, I've only been drinking this now. People have been keeping track of this. I started drinking this tea, and I have about one glass a day in the morning. And I started this about 2 weeks ago, and I just checked the scale. I'm down to 200 pounds. I was 211, 212 when I started. So I've lost about 10 pounds since I started drinking this Life Change tea. And it's definitely it is a life-changing tea. I tell you that for a fact. And you crave it in the morning when you first get up. It gives you energy. It helps you with your digestion and stuff like that. I used to take a lot of those Tums and stomach medicine, Alka-Seltz and stuff like that, and apple cider vinegar, but I'm just drinking this tea. And I still, out of habit, I go down, I pick up a cup of coffee in the morning, just out of habit, but I don't even drink the whole thing anymore, so I'm going to probably cut that out. I'm just so used to driving by there and picking it up every day. Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com. Today we're going to have St. John Hunt. Is St. John Hunt online? Not yet.
Get him now.
He's here now? Okay. We're going to have St. John Hunt on the show today, who is the son of the Watergate burglar, E. Howard Hunt. Fascinating guy. He even has a tape of his dad, E. Howard Hunt, confessing to being involved in the JFK assassination. So,
he's here.
Okay, great. St. John Hunt. Mr. Hunt, are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Why don't you remind the audience, who is St. John Hunt?
Such short notice. So pleased to be with you again.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Your audio sounds kind of crappy, though. What?
It does?
Yeah, it does. It's really bad. Hey, maybe Danny, maybe we can make another call and try and get a better line. Is Danny there? How about this, John? Can you see the number on your caller ID? Could you just hang up and try and call it back? Like I was saying, St. John Hunt is the son of E. Howard Hunt, the Watergate burglar, and his mother also too died in a mysterious plane crash right around the time of the Watergate. I think it was she was getting a payoff or something like that. And a very mysterious plane crash. He's written 2 books about all this. And you can find it on his website as well.
Okay, back.
Okay, great. Okay, St. John, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. So, yeah, so you've written a couple of books. Tell the audience about yourself.
Well, I'm the eldest son of a near legendary man of many years of covert operations in the CIA, and then later on in his infamous role as one of the part of the special investigations team known as the Plumbers, working for Richard Nixon, at which he spent 3.5 years in prison for the crimes he committed, which was a big surprise to him, because he said, like Nixon said in his interview, if the president does it, it is not a crime.
Right.
So being raised in a CIA family, I didn't find out my father worked in the CIA until I was 16. And it wasn't until fairly recently, in the last 5 years or so, that I found out my mother was a CIA contract agent. She originally worked in the OSS in the late 40s, tracking Nazi jewels and gold and cash around across Europe, and so she enjoyed her work. She worked under Alan Dulles, who was then station chief in Bern, Switzerland, and that was the center of all things covert and spookified, if I could say, throughout Europe. And she kept with it. She was quite a classy gal, and she married my father, who had been in OSS as well. He fought over in Asia for his OSS detachment. And then when the CIA was formed, he jumped right in. So he was on the ground level of CIA and became known as a man of action, as a man who could get things done. He wasn't that Yale Ivy League type, but people appreciated his skills. He was also a writer. He had 88 books published by the time of his death, when he was 88, coincidentally enough. And so I grew up in this family of spies. And, 16, they told me, and it didn't really mean much to me because I didn't know what the CIA was from the FBI or from anything else. But, in the next few years, he retired supposedly from CIA and then got a job with President Nixon, working as one of the plumbers, to plug the leaks of the famous Pentagon Papers, which had been leaked in the New York Times by Daniel Ellsberg. So, and in more recent times, the last 10, 15 years, I've realized that any child growing up in a CIA family is going to be faced at some point in their lives with the fact and realization that everything they thought they knew about themselves, their family, their travels, their mission in life is a lie. Mm-hmm. And I think this has a devastating effect on many young adults when they finally come to terms with this. And that's what I've had to deal with most recently. Just the fact that I feel more like a piece of luggage being toted around than I do as part of a tight-knit family, that loving and doing things together. So it's been a strange ride.
That's interesting because you've been on the show a couple of times. We spent like 4 hours together. You never mentioned that you felt that way before. This is something new?
Well, I think what it is I'm able to put it in the right phraseology. I don't have anger issues behind it, but it's something that I want to investigate further in terms of showing the collateral damage that that parents or a parent has in the covert world, and what it does, what it potentially can do to the children of that parent or parent. So I think the more I delve into the whole thing, I keep seeing new little things that, that's why I feel this way. That's why I can't talk to my son or whatever, which is not true, but I'm quite the opposite of my father. We had some good times bonding over music mostly, and he was just a very, very incredible guy, and my mother too.
Right, and you've written a couple of books. One about your mother, Dorothy, An Immoral, Dangerous Woman, The Murder of E. Howard Hunt's Wife, Watergate's Darkest Secret. We had you on about that. And the other one is Bond of Secrecy, My Life with CIA Spy and Watergate Conspirator E. Howard Hunt. And I noticed that you just did one recently since you've been on the last show, The Bush Crime Family. The inside story.
Yes, I wrote that with Roger Stone, who's my co-author in a new about-to-be-published book of our combined writings that we've done together. And that should be a fun book to read. But, Roger and I, he's a very complicated man, as my father was, too. But it turns out he knew, he had met my father once very briefly back in the day, and he was also fairly good friends with William F. Buckley Jr., the well-known right-wing conservative publisher of National Review and of that debate show, Firing Line, that he had on PBS for many, many years. He was my godfather. So Roger and I came to become pretty good friends.
Yeah, now William F. Buckley, he actually took custody of you. He raised you for a while, am I right?
No, he didn't. He came down to our house and had some goons basically kidnap my younger brother David, who was 9 at the time, and take him down to live with his godfather, who was a very well-known and respected Cuban leader of the Brigade 2506, which was the brigade that landed at Bay of Pigs in that failed attempt to overthrow the Castro government. And so that was William F. Buckley. He was my godfather and my sister's godfather, but he was a busy man, so he never raped us or anything. He just did things like kidnapping my brother.
Right. What a life, man.
Great.
And William F. Buckley, people know him from Firing Lines, from the TV show on Sunday mornings, the news debate show he used to do with Gore Vidal would come on there, and Norman Mailer would come on there and debate with him. But little known fact about William F. Buckley is he was CIA as well, right?
That is a fact. I think it's a little more well known now than probably 5 or 6 years ago. But my father met Buckley when Buckley was very young and recruited him into the CIA. At which time my father was station chief in the brand new Mexico City CIA station, and that's where he brought Uncle Bill, we called him, to be recruited in the CIA. And I think, it's like the mafia. Once you're in the CIA or in the mafia, you don't ever really retire. So, I mean, Buckley's always claimed that he was in the CIA officially for a few years, and then he wanted to move on to other pursuits. But, it's not that clean cut.
Gotcha. Now, you were saying a minute ago that you have a new book coming out, co-authored with Roger Stone. What's going to be the topic of that book?
The topic of that book is that Roger and I have been writing op-ed pieces for a year and a half, both for his blog site, Stone Cold Truth, as well as, many other outlets. I don't really know all of them, but it's really an inside view of the machinations of the Mueller investigation, his relationship with Roger's relationship with Donald Trump, with the Clintons, and all these things it's a fighting war of words, because as the mainstream media has pulled back so far from any truthful representation of the news or world events, people like Roger Stone and now myself have done what we can to write things and put the word out of it's not like that. It's more like this, And so this is a compilation of a little over a year's worth of writing, and it's quite it's quite robust, and it covers a lot of different things. All the current things that Roger's been involved in with the WikiLeaks hacking and the Russian collusion and all this stuff. It's all in there.
When can we expect this? That's going to be a bestseller.
Well, I don't know. I hope it'll do some pretty good sales. This is our first attempt at an Amazon self-publishing book, and it's called Away with Words, which is a little double entendre in there. But we're still working on the cover. We've got all the printing materials already logged in and everything, and we're just kind of putting finishing touches on it. And he's got to do some kind of maneuvering with his other publishing, his Skyhorse publishers, and get out, maneuver himself so he can get this out too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can see it. It's up on Amazon right now. Away with Words. Away is in far away with words. Yeah,
you can take it either way. There's a Kindle edition that's out, and we have no promotion. I don't even think it's sold one Kindle copy. I just got it in there, and then I thought, well, doing the paperback copy is going to be a breeze, but it's not a breeze. It's a whole different ballgame. But we're getting there. It shouldn't take more than another 2 weeks or so to get everything finalized, and then we'll do a little press campaign, put it out, put the word out.
Gotcha. I got another scoop. I got another Opperman Report scoop here. Great. This is good to hear.
That's right. In fact, that's the first time it's been announced anywhere.
I'll put out a press release because this is big news.